Hey Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over that pump on the altcoins as we are just rebounding from a little bit of a dip that we had this week. Now, guys, that was pretty expected. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I was saying last week. And of course, if we lose our hold momentum, then we could have just a check back to the bottom of the pool. Since we are in the middle of this range, again, there's no really clear idea. Are we going to pump up first? Are we going to check back to the bottom of the channel first? Either is just as likely as the other, okay, when you're in the middle of the range. And that's why this is not an ideal spot to trade off of. But should we get a dip, right, like this, just kind of recheck that volatility pivot and then re-enter the pool, I would be interested in longing off of that and seeing if we can break out this time. That's what I'd be looking for. And then on the all right, guys, so as you can see, we were just in the middle of the range. Now that would have been back here, somewhere on the 20th, probably just in the middle of this pump here. We did tag the upper boundaries of this channel that we have going on. We did end up checking back to the bottom of the range, like I said, and then that was where I said we would have an opportunity to long at either the bottom of the range here or to short had we tagged the top of the range. We did tag the bottom of the range and we are forming a little bit of a Wyckoffean pattern here. And so that would be the opportunity to, what's called jumping the creek and potentially show some signs of strength that could perhaps see resolution in this range and perhaps even carry us to $40,000. Now, we did have a pullback today. Everyone started to freak out. But of course, that was just the shorting opportunity once we tagged the top of the range. I promised you that we were likely to tag that top of the range. We absolutely did, and so we did in fact go higher. We were somewhere around 37,000, and now we're clearly in the $38,000 range. So, guys, let me just go ahead and throw on a new set of daily values for you. And this might be just at the top here. Let's go ahead and just check it out. There we go. So this is the new pool that I have. And as you can see, we are on the day's candle. Now, I did make this pool in the morning for the members of the group. And so if you are in the Discord, well, please take a look at the link in the description of the video below. You can get some information early. Now, we were just down here when I was calling for this pump and the rebound here. And so you would have been able to capture that full move. But the significance of these key levels is how does the day close, okay? So we have about 4.5 hours left on the day to close at one of these key levels. And should we close above the add lose momentum, above 38,242, that is going to be a good sign of strength that we could perhaps have continuation, perhaps to 39 or even perhaps break out. Guys, if we do close under 38,000, especially if we close under 37,860, we're going to lose the bullish control zone and we're also going to lose the volatility pivot that we just recovered. Now that gives us a general bias to the upside should we be above that zone. So we'd really like to close in this area. And again, the significance of today is how did we recover from yesterday's drop, okay? How did we recover from the drop over the last 4 days? Are we going to just be able to secure this area or do we need to have a second shot at it? That's what it's about. And if we do lose 37,242, that would suggest that we've kind of failed. We're probably just going to retest this range that we've been in. And, we could have some type of diagonal, kind of distribution pattern here that could then have us checking back to the $35,000 to $36,000 area. And losing that, we could fall to the bearish control zone somewhere around 33,000. Now, I'm not necessarily calling for that. It is possible that that happens. It could happen. Sometime in the next week where maybe we bump our head up here, especially as we have these 3 drives of bearish divergence on the daily. Usually that's very difficult to overcome in just one go. So you can see we're really trying to push, but we are making a series of, higher lows, right? This is a higher low, and once again, we're putting in a higher low. And although this was a bit of a shakeout, fake out, as I call it, we do have a high here, and now we're putting in a higher high. And are we going to put in yet another higher high? That's the question, okay? So again, how we close this day, especially if we just close over these wicks over here, it's going to be a good indication that we may have just one more drive to the upside, perhaps acquiring even more bearish divergence that eventually will bring us down, perhaps to check back to that 30s area. But in the meantime, we're just looking currently up because we are ahead of that $38,000 level, which does put us in the daily bullish control zone. So again, guys, this area right here is really important. Are we going to be in the bull zone, or are we going to be continuing to just kind of meander sideways as we kind of test the strength of the neutral point of control, which could always be lost to the bears, right? And yeah, so again, we filled the pool for the day. BTC has done its job. And we're just looking to kind of chill out at this point above 37,860. Anywhere above there would be a pretty good sign. You can see that our EMAs are pointed upwards. We are above the 21, above the 9, and above the 4. So that's bullish, bullish, bullish. And even if we do have a pullback, if it ends up being yet another higher low, again, that's just an uptrend. All right, guys, that's your alpha for the day. Stay safe and happy trading.